Lesson 1: Definition and characteristics of program plan. All agencies, organization, council, or local government units are organized and established because they have goals to achieve. These goals are achieved through development of realistic and doable plans and programs which answer the problems and needs of their constituents. These groups, organizations, or agencies are operating based on legal basis as mandated by law of their constitutions and bylaws. It is imperative that initiators, program planners, and implementers must have a functional and practical knowledge on program development for them to become effective, efficient, and productive catalyst of change. Next is plan. A plan reflects what the individual, group, organization would like to do and achieve at a given period of time. Technically, a plan is a written document covering a specific period of time that contains the organization or agency's vision, mission, goals, program trust, project, approaches and strategies, policies and rules, structure linkage, manpower and funding requirements. In many cases, a plan is guided by a deep-seated beliefs or statement of philosophy that guides the organizations. The plan represents the direction and the specific target in a particular period of time that a group must do, which are the basis of allocation and approval of funding requirements. This is often referred to as work and financial plan. Next is program. A plan is made operational by breaking it into programs or popularly called as program trust of an agency, organization, or local government units. A program is composed of a cluster together will accomplish a broader predefined goals. Next is project. A program is composed of interrelated projects. A project is composed of interrelated activities performed in order to accomplish predetermined objectives. It is very specific, short range, with clear, concrete, and measurable performance indicators. Planning. It is a process of thinking about the activities required to achieve a desired goal. It is a first and foremost activity to achieve desired result. It involves the creation and maintenance of plan such as psychological aspect that requires conceptual skill.
So next is planning. Planning is the process of thinking about the activities required to achieve a desired goal. It is the first and foremost activity to achieve desired results. It involves the creation and maintenance of plan, such as psychological aspects that require conceptual skills. So planning is the process of thinking ahead about what we need to reach a goal. It is the first step toward achieving good results. It involves creating a plan, deciding the activities, and using good thinking skills to guide our actions. So next is program planning. Program planning is the process by which a program is conceived and brought to its fulfillment. Program planning involves multiple steps including the identification of a problem, selection of desired outcomes, assessment of available resources, implementation, and evaluation of the program. So, program planning is the process of creating a program and making sure it becomes successful. It includes identifying a problem, choosing the desired outcomes, checking available resources, implementing the program, and evaluating its result. This helps ensure the program is clear, organized, and effective. So next is the characteristics of a good program plan. There are nine characteristics. First is clear and specific objectives, which goals are well defined, measurable, and achievable. Number two is based on needs assessment, developed from real identified needs of the target group or community. Third is set systemic and organized. follows a logical sequence from planning to implementation. Fourth is participatory, involves stakeholders, um, beneficiaries, and implementers in the planning process. So, number five is realistic and feasible. Considers available resources, time, and capacities. So, six is flexible. Flexible can be adjusted based on feedback or changing conditions. And seventh is time bound, includes a clear timeline for each phase of the program. Eight is evaluative, incorporates monitoring and evaluation components to measure progress and success. Last is resource oriented, identifies required resources and how they will be allocated. So a good program plan has clear and specific goals, is based on real needs and is systemic and organized. It involves the participation of stakeholders and must be realistic and doable. It should also be flexible, time bound, evaluative, and focused on using resources wisely. These qualities help make the program successful.
Next is I'm going to discuss the principle of program planning. First is extension program should be based on experience, present situation and future need. Adequate information about the people and their situation have to be collected. Present situation is to be analyzed, interpret on the basis of past experience, help in arriving at the future needs. Next is extension program should have clear objective based on needs of the people. Ultimate objective is to satisfy the needs of the people. Significant objective pertaining is to important needs of the people. What is attainable rather than what is ideal. Next is extension program should be based on priority considering a valuable human and natural resources. Rural people have multitude of problems. All problems cannot be taken up at time for solution because of limitation. Trained personnel, availability of funds, facilities, and other resources, and time. Next principle is extension program should clearly define available resources and their utilization, whether form the funds, facilities, supplies, and needed personnel shall be available, how this shall be utilized, program practical and workable. Next principle is extension program should have some rules and procedures at different level. Extension program presented at level should extension conform to each other. Extension program of a particular department should not be conflict or contradiction with extension program of other department. Next principle is extension program should have ensure participation of local people. Like local people should be involved program formulation to program implementation level. And last is extension program should involve related departments, institution, and organization. The first principle of program planning are to base the program on experience, the present situation, and future needs. We must understand the people condition, analyze their problem, and set clear and realistic objectives. We also need to prioritize the most important based on available resources. Rural areas have many problems, but we cannot solve everything at once because of limits in funds, personnel, facilities, and time. That's why program must clearly identify the resources available and show how this will be used to make the program practical. Program must follow the clear and rules and procedures so different departments do not conflict. Local people should be involved in planning and implementation. Lastly, programs should work together with other departments, institutions, and organizations to make the program stronger and more effective.
Good day everyone. Today I will discuss the stage in program planning process. This process guides us in creating effective and well-organized programs. There are 8 stages. The first stage is collecting facts. This means gathering important information about the community, their needs, resources, problem, and observation. We collect data from records, interviews, and local organizations. This gives us a clear starting point. Second is analysis of situation. After collecting data, we analyze it. Here, we study the information together with people involved to understand what is really happening and why certain problems exist. Number 3, identification of problems. From the analysis, we identify the most urgent and important problems. We only select the problems that can be solved with the available time, resources, and manpower. Number 4, determination of objectives and goals. When the problems are clear, we set the objectives. These are the things we want to achieve. Objectives must be clear, realistic, and measurable, so that they guide our program in the right direction. Number 5, development of plan of work and calendar of operation. This stage is the creation of the action plan. It includes who will do each task, what activities will be done, what resources are needed, and when each activity will take place. The calendar of operation shows the timeline of the program. Number 6, follow through the plan. This is the implementation stage. Here, we carry out the activities, train participants, communicate information, solve unexpected problems, and monitor the progress of the program. Number 7, evaluation of progress. Evaluation is very important. It measures how much of the objectives have been achieved. It also shows the strength, weaknesses, and the effectiveness of the program. Number 8, reconsideration and revision of the program. Finally, based on the evaluation, the program is revised if necessary. This helps improve the program and ensures that it continues to meet the needs and the people.
Number 8. Extension program should have a well-managed plan of work. The 8th principle emphasizes the importance of having a well-organized plan of work. A plan of work can be a separated document or it can be part of the overall program. It should clearly show how the program will be executed, how we'll do each task, when activities will happen, and what resources are needed. Without a proper plan of work, the program remains only theoretical and cannot be implemented effectively. Number 9. Extension program should use evaluation procedures. In 9th principle states that a program must have evaluation procedure to measure progress and guide improvements. A program is not a fixed or static set of activities. It requires periodic monitoring and evaluation to see how far the program has progressed, whether activities are effective, and if the program is moving toward its objective. Based on evaluation result, the program should be revised or adjusted to make it more effective. Number 9. Extension program should use evaluation procedures. The 9th principle states that the program must have evaluation procedures to measure progress and guide improvements. A program is not a fixed or static set of activities. It requires periodic monitoring and evaluation to see how far the program has progressed, whether activities are effective, and if the program is moving toward its objectives. Okay. Based on evaluation result, the program should be revised or adjusted to make it more effective. Number 10. Extension program should ensure equal benefits among community members. The 10th principle highlights the importance of fairness and inclusiveness. In many communities, resource-rich individuals often benefit more compared to resource-poor members. That is why the program should give adequate attention to the weaker or marginalized groups in society. Ensuring equal benefits helps make the program more just, balanced, and effective for everyone.
Good day everyone, I am Alejandro C. Umanam Jr. So this video we will talk about program planning, monitoring, and evaluation. The first is collection of facts. So the first step is program planning is the collection of facts. Here we gather important information from record, such as in business, technology, facilities, limitation, and community custom. We can also get data from neighborhood, cooperative, and various organizations. Second is analysis of situation. So after collecting information, the next step is to analyze the situation. We analyze the data together with the local people in the community so that we can better understand the real situation and we can avoid like misunderstanding and provide a clear or what is the real situation. Third is identification of problem. From the analysis, we can identify the real problems. We only choose the most important and like easily solve using the available resources and time. Fourth is determination of objective and goals. Once the problem identified, we set the objective and goals right. So the objective must be clear, realistic, and capable with the available resources. The most match the community need and the currently situation that the goals should fit the needs and the situation of the community as well. Last is development of plan of work and calendar of operation. So in this step, we'll create a writing plan of work. The plan must show who will do its task, what the change agent will do, what the beneficiary will do, and which organization or institution is involved. So here we create a writing plan of work. This this will show who will do the task, what the service provide will do, and what the role of the beneficiary is also include the organization that will support.
My name is Sir Mark Monava, and today I will be sharing the three important parts of the program planning process. Step 6, follow through plan of work and calendar of operations. Step 7, evaluation of progress. Step Step 8, reconsideration and revision of the program. Step 6, this step is about carrying out the plan that was created. It is not just routine work, it involves active effort. It includes training participants, sharing information, demonstration, regular visits, and monitoring. If unexpected problems appear, the team must find solution and make necessary adjustments. This step makes sure the planned activities actually happen and problems are fixed along the way. Step 7, evaluation of progress. This step checks how well the program is doing. Evaluation tells us if the
objectives are being achieved. It helps create a baseline to compare progress, show how far the plan has gone and whether we are on the right track, evaluates the effectiveness of the program, help identify strengths and weaknesses, ensure these steps measure success and identifies areas for improvement. Steps 8. Reconsideration and revision of the program. After evaluation, the program may need adjustments. Based on results, the plan is reviewed and revised if needed. Revisions should involve not just participants but also managers, experts, or specialists. The goal is to improve the program and remove any problems or defects. The steps updates the program to make it more effective. Thank you.
Monitoring and evaluation of extension program. Evaluation, as applied to the field of extension education, defined as a process of systematic appraisal by which we determine the value, worth or meaning of an activity or an enterprise. Evaluation is a process by which the values or an enterprise are ascertained or analyzed, by which one is able to understand and appreciate the relative merits or deficiencies of persons, groups, programs, situation, method, and process. The key aspects of evaluation. Systematic appraisal. Evaluation involves a structured approach to ascertain or analyze the values of an enterprise. Purpose. The process helps in understanding and appreciating the relative merit of deficiencies of various elements, including person of groups, programmer or situations, methods and processes, instructional outcomes. Monitoring, supervising activities in progress to ensure they are on course and on schedule in meeting the objective and performance targets. Monitoring and evaluation is a process that helps improve performance and achieve results. Its goal is to improve current and future management of outputs, outcomes, and impact. It is mainly used to assess the performance of projects, institutions, and programs set up by governments, international organizations, and NGOs. It establishes links between the past, present, future's actions. Monitoring definition. Supervising activities that are in progress to ensure they are on the course and the schedule in meeting objective and performance targets. Monitoring and evaluations. Process is a process that helps improve performance and achieve results. Goals. Its primary goal is to improve and current and future management of outputs, outcomes, and impacts.
Hello everyone, my name is Leslie Joy Gungog. My topic is all about types of evaluation. First, what is evaluation? Evaluation is a process of judging or assessing something's value, quality, or performance based on specific criteria. It helps determine if goals were met, what worked well, and what could be improved. In contexts like education projects or business, it often involves collecting data. For example, test, feedback, metric, and analyzing it to make decision. So, the types of evaluation, we have a 7. Self, internal, external, formative, process, outcome, and impact. So first is self-evaluation. Self-evaluation is to be carried out every extension worker. This requires self-critical attitude, which is essential for extension worker. Changes of extension worker growing and continuous improve his professional competency become greater. So people who are running the project check itself, they talk at their own work and decide what is going well, what needs to improve. It's like marking new kind of homework. For example, Self-evaluation is your self to judge or to look your work. So next is the internal evaluation. Internal evaluation means someone from inside the same organization but directly involved in the project. So internal means people from inside the same organization or school or same team evaluate your works like nga na. So next is the external evaluation. External evaluation is conducted by a person or a committee outside the area of operation or organization or team or like nga na. So ang external is mao siya ang ga-judge sa inyuhang work nga dili mo like outsider, dili siya part sa inyong team or part sa inyong organization. And then ang internal is mao to ang part siya sa inyong team or part siya sa inyong organization nga mo help nga i-judge inyong work para mas mo improve. Then formative evaluation. Number 4, formative evaluation ensure that program or the activities visible, appropriate, and acceptable before it is fully implemented. It usually conducted when a new program or activity is being developed, when an existing one is being adapted or modified. So, formative evaluation, kinahanglan siya nga ang work or ang inyong work as a team or as an organization, kinahanglan siya i-check early para mas ma-improve yun siya. So, the main point of types of evaluation is to improve your work or your paper, your like ingana. Kay ang self-evaluation is imuhang ikaw ang mag-judge sa imong trabaho. Ang internal evaluation is ang imong team ang mag-judge sa imong work. Ang external is mao ang outsider nga lain ng team nga mo-judge sa inyong work or para mas ma-improve. Ang formative is check ninyo early para mas ma-improve pa ang inyuhang papel. Nga na. And that's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone. To my topic is process and implementation evaluations, which is to determine whether program activities have been implemented as intended. So it means may balian na to ang panahon dagan sa atong panahon nga ang padayon ng atong activities within the implemented. So another one is outcome evaluations. It measures program effects in the target populations by assessing the program in the outcomes and objectives that the program is to achieve, which is ma-measure na to ang atong gina-target para sa atong populations nga makuha, kinahanglan nato makuha into our programs. So kailangan nato makuha nato ang atong result within through evaluate sa atong mga plano into success in assessing our programs. And another one, last one, is impact evaluations. It assesses program effectiveness in achieving its ultimate goals. So it means nagtinabangay aron natay ma-apply sa atong kagalingon, makuha sa mga dagantag makuha ang idea through our program. Kaya ako nag-impact sa atong kagalingon. And to assess our program, kung anong kinahanglan ba nato ma-apply diri nga program, it's because it's applied to ourselves and dako kini nga pasalamat nga natay skill mabuhat. And that's all. Thank you, ma'am. God bless.